The beginning of the 8th week of presidential campaigns has seen Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the presidential candidate on the NUP ticket, campaigning in Kawempe Division in the capital Kampala. Monday was more of a homecoming event for Kyagulanyi, who has spent nearly all his entire life in Kampala. His supporters began convening at the NUP headquarters in Makerere Kavule as early as 7 o'clock. They were in high spirits, chanting NUP slogans and singing Kyagulanyi songs of freedom. Outside the premises, police and military were on standby, closely monitoring events inside the headquarters of Uganda's second biggest political party after the ruling NRM. At some point, security officers were seen beating individuals who were standing outside the NUP headquarters, probably to prevent the crowd from growing. Some people were injured in the process. After hours of waiting, Kyagulanyi showed up at midday, coming from the city center's direction, but he encountered security officers who had been deployed few meters away from the NUP headquarters. After a brief argument, Kyagulanyi was allowed to proceed towards the party headquarters, but his supporters who were following him were beaten and chased away. The message was clear: they were not at liberty to follow their candidate at that time. Kyagulanyi did not enter the NUP headquarters. Instead, he briefed his supporters who had gathered inside the headquarters and asked them to proceed to Growers Grounds in Kawempe South for his first rally of the day. Kyagulanyi's campaign procession brought traffic along Bombo Road to a complete stop, forcing motorists to use alternative routes to proceed with their journeys. His presence attracted many people, some of whom stood by and watched him, while the majority followed him to the campaign venue. The campaign ground was packed to capacity. Some supporters who attempted to access the venue after Kyagulanyi and other NUP supporters had sat down faced the wrath of security, who fired tear gas to disperse them. And that continued for most part of the rally. But it didn't stop the NUP leaders from speaking to their supporters, who seemed unshaken by the gun sounds and tear gas in their environment.
Cameras generally show that is what the Uganda police is doing. Shame on you. It is so shameful that the Uganda police can look at peacefully assembled people and they choose to tear gas them.
Kyagulanyi promised to deliver leadership that will transform Uganda from the current challenges to a more united and economically stable country. Police became even more ruthless in the afternoon when it was time to shift to Kawempe North, where the NUP presidential candidate was supposed to hold his second campaign rally of the day. Supporters and security engaged in running battles, and the tear gas smoke was clear in the sky, creating a scene like that of a battlefield. Despite the scare by security officers, the NUP supporters showed up in huge numbers for Kyagulanyi's second rally at Kanyanya in Kawempe North. Kampala is the National Unity Platform party's stronghold, given the party's impressive performance in the 2021 elections. At the presidential level, NUP candidate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu obtained 73% of the votes cast in Kampala in 2021, defeating 10 other presidential candidates, including President Museveni, who received just 24% of the votes in the capital. It remains to be seen how Kyagulanyi will perform in Kampala in the 2026 presidential elections, even as he attempts to unseat President Museveni, who has been in office for 4 decades. Daniel Kibet, NTV.
Oyo fenete mukwata gongena mutwalira muganda wange banjo mani.